Hey, welcome back to Karen's Papercraft. Thank you very much for watching. Wat leuk dat je weer kijkt. Dankjewel. If you need a cute gift box with a matching card, this video is for you. I've kept it very simple, just some stamping, but I think that sometimes this is really beautiful as well. Wouldn't you agree? If you'd like to find out how to make the box and the card, come and join me. I can show you what I designed this box for. It's to hold a packet of stamping dimensionals, and I'll start by showing you the supplies that I've used. For the card I've used basic white, the thick variety, and basic white, the normal kind. I'm going to use 4 inks, Bubble Bath, Gorgeous Grape, Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather. For decoration I'm going to use the brushed brass butterflies. I'm also going to decorate with a Stampin' Right marker. This is in Parakeet Party, and I'm using the Cheerful Daisies stamp set, that one, and I'm using the Something Fancy Bedankt. This is the Dutch version. So this is a thank you box, so that's why I'm choosing for Bedankt, which is Dutch for thank you. Okay, I'll start by showing you the card and the dimensions, etc. This is 11 inches by 4 1/4. If you work in letter, you can have 11 by 4 1/2. Sorry, this is 11 by 4 1/8. Yes, if you work in letter, you can leave it at 4 1/4. That's better. In centimeters, that is 28 by 10 1/2. And I'm going to score this in half at 5 1/2. Which is 14 centimeters, and I'm going to stamp on the cardstock. You're going to stamp the flowers about 1.5 inches from the bottom, but first I'm going to stamp the sentiment, and I'm stamping the sentiment in the darkest colour, which is Gorgeous Grape. And I'm stamping it about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. So if I put it on my grid paper, 3/4 of an inch, that will be there. Making sure it is adequately inked, and then there you go. Thank you. And then I'm going to stamp the flowers from the Cheerful Daisies stamp set, and this is the stamp that I need. And I'm going to stamp, as I said, these flowers about 1.5 inches from the bottom. So I'll measure that and put a pencil line there. And then I'm going to stamp in these 4 colours, and I'm alternating them. So I have a lighter and a darker colour, and I'm opening 4 stamp pads here, which may be a recipe for disaster. So I'll start with the lightest one, and a tip is start from the right, and then there's these flower centres, the bottom 2 flowers. I hope you can see that, and I'm more or less putting those 2 centres on that dotted line, and I'm starting here towards the right, and I forgot my chamois. Well, that's okay, because I also have a Stampin' Scrub, which is a bit bigger, maybe less wieldy. See, I'm wetting it, and then I can clean the stamp as well. Put it over there, because you do have to clean your stamps in between. And then a darker colour, and again I'm checking that I have the centre of those 2 flowers. Here you can see better, I suppose, sort of on the dotted line. Clean my stamp again, a lighter colour again. Looks great, doesn't it? Clean my stamp. I know where my chamois is. I rinsed it earlier. It's still in the kitchen. and I'd have to go and get it, which would take too much time. So I'm making do here. Then I'll show you how I create the dotted background using my Stampin' Write marker. First of all, I'm going to colour the flower centres to give the hint of a heart in the flowers. These look a bit like gerbera daisies, I suppose, so a green heart is okay. And now I'm going to put these dots in, and I'm making trio. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and this is how I go about it. I'll speed up for that. I'll not trouble you with the entire process. And finally I check where I would have to put some more dots in. And that's the card. If you want to, you can add some Wink of Stella, but I think this looks pretty in itself, so I'll continue with the box. I forgot to tell you, and while I do that I can erase those little pencil marks. I forgot to tell you in centimetres. The 1.5 inches is about 3.8 centimetres from the bottom. So then, the box, the cardstock that you need. This was thick basic white, this is the normal basic white. And this is 10.25 by 6.5, which is 26 by 16.2 centimetres. And it's important that you do the stamping before you do the scoring. So I'll start with the stamping, and you're going to stamp the flowers about 2 3/8 from the bottom. So again, I'm putting these very faint pencil lines. I'll put in 3 and then draw this longer line. So very faint pencil marks, just as an indication for me to show where I'm going to do the stamping. Again, I'm going to stamp the flowers, and I'll put in the sentiment later because the sentiment goes there somewhere, and I do that after the scoring. So I'll start with the stamping. It's the same process. I start on the right and then move towards the left, alternating the colours, and then I'm using the Stampin' Write marker to put in the dots. I'll speed up for that as well. So I've put the dots in the same way that I did with the card, and now I'm going to do the scoring. And excuse me, with the long side top, you're going to score at 1/2 inch, seven eighths, 5 3/8, and 5 3/4. In centimetres, that is 1.2, 2.1, 13.6 and 14.5 centimetres. And then with the short side top, you're going to score at, again, 1/2 inch, 7 eighths, 5 5/8, and 6 inches. That was 6. In centimetres, that is 1.2, 2.1, 14.1 and 15 centimetres. And now, before I do any of the folding, I'm going to put in the thank you. And now I can have the score lines as my guide to stamp. And again, I'm looking for Gorgeous Grape, not Highland Heather. I want the darkest colour. Okay, and then roughly there. Beautiful. Then I'm going to fold and burnish all these score lines, making sure it is dry. It should be dry. And I'm not using my bone folder. There's no need really. Oh, and the reason why I've taken the ordinary basic white is because I wanted it to be pliable enough, the material. The thick basic white is for a box, in my opinion at any rate, a bit unwieldy. It's great for cards, but for boxes I prefer the basic white or the other cardstock. Okay, I'm going to do the cutting, and I'm going to use both scissors and my trimmer to cut. First, you can see I'm cutting up these score lines as far as the second score line, and I do this on both sides, the longer sides. Okay. Then you have this skinny flap on the left, that's the glue flap, so that you can cut in at an angle. Then I'm going to shorten these little flaps and again wedge them the same as I did the glue flap. These are going to be those tiny flaps that you fold inside the box. That also makes sure that your flap that you stick in doesn't go down too far. You know how it works with the box, don't you? So you shorten them and then you wedge. Last one. Okay, and then you're going to have to remove two flaps. This is the front of the box. So you remove this flap entirely. Those two. And this is the back of the box, and you remove these two. You can cut them by hand. You can also use your trimmer, and I'll show you by using the trimmer. Now it is important that you fold back the flaps that you do need, otherwise you'll be cutting them off as well, which you don't want. So I'm putting this onto the middle part and then cut. See, you get a beautiful clean cut in one go. Here too, I'm folding back the flaps that I do want. Put that one on the groove and cut it. Now I'm going to use a circle punch to... Why didn't this cut properly? It's okay. I thought it didn't cut very well, but it did. The width of the box is 4 1/4. Where's my ruler? Oh, there it is. It's 4 1/2 actually. Did I say 4 1/4? It's 4 1/2. So at 2 1/4, that is roughly the middle. So I'll put a pencil mark there, and then I use my punch to make a notch. Makes it easier to open the box. I still have to wedge those flaps which fold in, and then I can put tearing tape on, and it's almost ready because I'm going to put the brushed glass butterflies on as well, and on my card too. I'll put 3 of the larger ones on the box and 3 of the smaller ones on the card. You could have a mix and match, whatever. Okay, you put tear and tape on this glue flap. Sorry about that, I knocked over the block. And then putting it in, and then there at the corner, and push it back a bit so that the ends match. That moved on me. That's better. Okay, so because it's a skinny box, it is more difficult than it normally would be to stick it together, so just maneuver it a bit. There we go, fold the bottom in, and then as you can see, it is ready to take my thank you gift. That's it for today. You can easily make more of these boxes, change the colours, change the stamp set, change the sentiment, and you have a different thank you box for a different occasion. All the details for the box and the card are on my blog, and the link is in the description box below. Thank you very much for watching. Dank je wel voor het kijken en see you next time. Bye bye, tot ziens!